We know that a Bedouin goat herd discovered the Dead Sea Scrolls by accident in 1947. How did the scrolls end up there? Well, it's probable that seeing the coming destruction of Jerusalem by the Romans, some Jews, probably Essenes from the Qumran community, hid the scrolls in hopes that future generations would find them. It's the timing of their discovery that's amazing. In late 1947, the United Nations was set to vote on what was called partition. They would take the 20% of Palestine that remained, 80% had already been given to create the brand new Arab country of Jordan, and create another state for the Arabs and then one tiny state for the Jews. The vote was set for November 29th. The goat herd had no idea what he'd stumbled upon. He's put in touch with an antiquities dealer in Jerusalem named Kondo. Kondo turns to Professor Eliezer Zukanik of Hebrew University. After he authenticates them, he returns to Kondo to buy 2 scrolls. That was on November 29th. The story goes that he came home and began to go over the scrolls. So here he is in his home on November the 29th. In front of him was the greatest archaeological find in the history of the world that confirms the Bible, the suffering of the Messiah, and the Jewish people as an ancient nation. On the radio, the United Nations, who has no real authority over the land that God promised to Abraham and his descendants forever, is voting on whether or not they will allow Israel to form a nation on 10% of historic Palestine. 10%'s better than nothing, reason the Jews. Now, please permit me to point out that the word Palestine was given to the region by the Romans in 135 CE and has no historic Arab connection whatsoever. The UN votes in favor of the recreation of Israel, and Professor Zukanik most assuredly heard this on his radio as he's poring over the proof of Israel's ancient history. The timing of this is clearly supernatural. The scrolls remain hidden for anyone to find for nearly 2,000 years. And on that very day that Israel's rebirth was confirmed, a Jewish professor confirms Israel's origins.